and we are going to have different presentations. And I know that some of the questions you had in the morning will be responded to in the course of the presentations, because we are going to have a presentation from Registry and Finance, and they are going to help you understand their areas. So we'll straight away go to the presentations. But even as we do that, I would ask that we all mute our mics so that we reduce the background noise. And then I would also ask us to make use of the chat section so that our questions, especially those related to the presentations, can be responded to as we continue. So I will straight away invite Madam Anne Amondi from Registry. Sorry, not Anne Amondi, sorry. I'd like to invite the person representing Registry to take us through the presentation. Registry, are we ready?
Yes, and thank you, Mirab. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's session. Like Mirab says, we will go through the registration presentation, and I'm sure, Mirab, you have it with you, you can project it. My name is Masi Gashie, and I'm the Deputy Registrar, St. Paul's University, and I'm located in the Limuru campus. But like Michael said, we have campuses in Nakuru, Machakos, and Nairobi, and we do have a registry team in each of those campuses. I want to begin, Merab. Are you ready with the presentation?
Just a moment.
I also, in the meantime, as we wait for Merab to get ready, I want to thank the registry team who are with us now and who will be assisting with responding to you on the chat. And should you have any areas that you will need further clarification or any issues that you may still have, you may be able to contact them, and I will let you have their contacts at the end of the presentation. In the morning session, which I sat through, I did see a lot of activity there. There was a lot of some were very useful questions and pertinent questions. And I do want to acknowledge those questions that I had seen earlier. I believe a lot were to do with admission and registration, change of campus, and change of courses. And I'm sure that into this afternoon's presentation, those areas will be well covered and you should be comfortable with that. Merab, I'm still waiting because I can't see the presentation up. Looks like you're about to start. I give you a few more minutes.
Sorry, just a minute.
Okay. Seems we're having a little struggle.
Madam Masi?
Yes.
I'm having a bit of problem from my end. Madam Lydia, are you able to project?
I'm not sure whether Lydia is on or she's not.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay. The presentation isn't very long, but I'm sure it will cover areas that are of interest for you. And the rest of the information, I will guide you on where you're going to be able to pick it up. Or can I just start, Lydia? Okay, thank you.
Hi, Marcy,
Yes,
just go on as I try to present.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, then let me start. So once again, thank you all of you for being able to join us. And what I'm going to walk through now is through the registration process as well as the admission process. And the first question we would want to ask ourselves is, what does registration mean when we are referring to the university? And registration to us means two things. First is you book your units, and then you will have to pay for them. And that's the part we call the financial registration. Now, to enable you, for this semester though, the registry will book your units for you. And this is because you may not know the units that are on offer currently, because you haven't had the time to interact with those who would be assisting you to do that. And secondly, because the system is still unfamiliar to you. We have moved on to the next slide, Lydia. So the reason why you register is so that you'll be allowed to be on the class list. You will also be able to sit for your continuous assessment tests, that's your CAT, and to sit for your exams. And once you're a registered student, you're also able to receive your exams online, as well as your financial statements. Now, we say that at least 40% of the fees must be paid in. Andrew, can you kindly mute yourself? Andrew Motiso. Is so that at least you need to pay 40% to be able to be a registered student. And the last day for you to clear your tuition fee will be Friday, 6th November. So keep that date in mind, Friday, 6th November. Moving on to the next slide. You need to know that you must register at the beginning of each semester or each session. That is if you're a modular type of student. But for purposes of this semester, because we are online, the different modes of learning have been merged. And so you will all be together as regular or evening students. You're all going to be
Sorry, we seem to have lost Mercy. Just give her a minute as she comes back. Let's just be patient as Mercy tries to come back. There seems to be something with the connection.
Merab, is the presentation visible?
Yes, Lydia, I can confirm. Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Lydia, you could make it full screen. You could make it full screen kindly. F5 on your keyboard. Thank you, thank you.
Hello. I think we are still having a problem with, Mercy is still having a problem with connecting back. Perhaps we can move over and have the finance presentation before Mercy can resume. Lydia, is that okay? Or do we have another registry person? Joyce?
Merab, I'm suggesting a registry person takes over, please. Let the registry person take over.
Okay.
As for Mercy, because we know that it's hard to get in after you lose connection.
Okay, Lydia, thank you. Do we have Joyce or anybody from registry to continue with the presentation? Anybody even from the campuses?
Sorry, Merab, we could possibly do finance.
Okay, just thought that if there was a registry person, then we could just continue. But if there's none, Amy?
There seems to be none. I think we get to finance.
Yes, please.
Okay, then Anne, maybe we get to your presentation and then we can do registry later. Apologies, dear students, for that. So we will have the presentation from registry. Anne, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Sorry, Lydia. Let's have the finance.
All right.
It's okay, Lydia?
I'm hoping that I am audible enough.
Yeah, Merab, it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah?
And Merab, go.
And you are audible enough?
Okay,
you have
so
your presentation?
All right. Yes, you can give me the presentation, but I can continue meanwhile. Let me take this opportunity to welcome our new students to St. Paul's. My name is Anne Omondi, and I'm doing the finance department orientation. So finance is a service or a administrative department, and our major responsibility is to manage the financial resources of the university. So within the finance department, we have different sections. The various sections are the Office of the Finance Manager. We also have the General Ledger section. We have the Accounts Payable section. And finally, the Accounts Receivable section, which is also known as Students Finance. And the one doing the presentation today is from Students Finance, because really we are dealing with students, and what our office mostly covers relates to our students. So we have 4 Students Finance offices within St. Paul's University. Of course, we have the main office in the main campus, but students' issues can be sorted within our campuses in Machakos, Nairobi, as well as Nakuru. So you can write to us using the email accounts@spu.ac.ke. That email will be received at the main campus, but you can also write to the various campuses, especially now that we are virtual, and most of you will not be going to the campuses physically. You can write to accounts-Nairobi campus at spu.ac.ke, or accounts-Machakos campus at spu.ac.ke, or accounts-Nakuru campus at spu.ac.ke. We encourage you to write to us about anything finance, because students will have different issues. So when you write to us, we can be able to deal with your issue specifically. We encourage the emails. Write to us. We will respond within that day, unless you write at night. So then school fees payment and registration. The registrar was speaking just before she went off about registration. I will put it this way. Registration is a 3-step process. The first step is for you to book your units in the system, which this semester will be done for the new students. But ordinarily, you log onto your portal and you book the units that you want to do for that semester. And that is very important, because our fees is charged mostly, for most courses, charged per unit. So the number of units you choose, apart from government-sponsored students, the number of units you choose will determine how much money you will pay. So first step, log on to your portal and book the units that you are taking for that semester. Step number 2 is for you to pay fees. And you can choose to pay the entire amount, but we give you a leeway, because we know it's not easy to get the whole amount at once. And we say you can pay 40% of your fees on day 1 of the semester, or rather as you do your registration. After booking your units, you need to pay at least 40% of your fees. By that I mean, if your fees for the semester is 100,000, then for you to be able to register for the said semester, you must at least pay 40,000. So book the units and then pay 40% and then submit your units. What you need to know is that you will not be able to successfully submit your units if you have not paid 40% of your fees. So you must pay 40% of your fees or more in order for you to be able to register. And it does not matter that there is only 1 shilling remaining. So if you were supposed to pay 40,000 and you paid 39,000, still you will not be able to submit your unit successfully for the semester, and that means that then you will not have been registered for that semester. So that is very important for you to know. If you don't get any other thing from the finance orientation, kindly get that registration is a 3-step process: booking units, paying 40%, and submitting the units. If you skip any of those, you have not successfully registered for that semester. I will skip the boarding fees part because none of you is going to be a boarder this semester. But as we go back to normalcy and we have some of you boarding within the main campus, then one thing that you may need to know is that boarding fees is paid for in full on the day of reporting, and it is available on first come, first serve basis. So I go to the mode of payments. How do you pay fees to us in St. Paul's? We encourage direct cash deposits into any of our bank accounts, and I will mention them to you in a short while. So you directly deposit fees into our account so long as you ensure that you have indicated your student number, your admission number in full at the bank. Another acceptable mode of payment is banker's check. And note that it is a banker's check, not any other check. So that goes to say that there are some checks that are not acceptable. For example, personal checks. Number 3, we also accept institutional checks. For example, if you have a check from the county government or the CDF or perhaps Ministry of Education and so on and so forth. So direct cash deposit, banker's check, institutional checks, and last but not least, we also have an M-Pesa pay bill number, and our number is 632-333. That is the pay bill number. The account number is your student number in full. And we've had a lot of students saying that it's giving them an error. A major reason as to why it could give you an error, unless there is a problem with Safaricom, is if you indicate your student number incorrectly. So if your number, for example, is BBAM LMR 123419, make sure that the cursor is at the last 9. There is no space between the last digit and where the cursor is. Otherwise, it will give you an error. So M-Pesa is a very easy mode of payment. We encourage you to use it. And our system auto posts this receipt. So immediately you pay, you will be able to see the payment on your statement, which makes it very easy for you, especially now that you are not on campus, for you to come to accounts office and so on and so forth. So immediately you make your payment, you will be able to, if you log on to your portal and access your fee statement, you will see the amount that you have just paid, maybe within a minute or 2. So which are our bank accounts? The bank accounts that are accessible to students are 1, National Bank. We also have Equity Bank. We have a Family Bank and the M-Pesa pay bill number. And I suppose for all of you, if you got your letters, the bank account details are there. They are also found on the fee structures. And if you don't have them, again, accounts at spu.ac.ke, and we'll be able to send you the fee structures, which also have our bank account details. Kindly note that you cannot bank with a bank agent. Cooperative Mtaani, Family Mashinani, those agents do not bank fees with the agents. Why? Because they don't pick your student number, and your student number, as far as the university is concerned, and especially finances, as far as posting your receipts and all that, your unique identifier is your student number. So you not use a of payment that doesn't automatically capture your student number. So we can't use bank agents, and we also don't receive cash at all. So at the end of the semester, if you have a fee balance of 100 shillings, that 100 shillings still has to be paid through the bank or has to be paid via M-Pesa. We do not transact in cash. Credit transfers, and I saw a question earlier, this might not affect the government-sponsored students, but perhaps students who are transitioning from other courses and they had done those courses and passed well before. You will apply for your credit transfers as you will be advised by the registrar and even the departments. And then after that, you need to pay for the same on the semester they are awarded. So if you apply for credit transfers this semester, you're supposed to pay for them this semester. On top of your fee amount, pay for the credit transfer. And each credit transfer is chargeable at 3,000. With that, I want to go to important information that I normally tell students, and I do not want them to forget. But before we get there, I want to help us just briefly to interpret our fee structure. So if you have your fee structure somewhere, it has two parts. It's divided into two. There is the upper part that has tuition, library, activity, student association. Those are fees that are paid by every student every semester. So let me look for an example. The government-sponsored students, for example, your fees every semester, if we continue virtually, is 17,400. What is indicated at the topmost part of your fee structure. But because we are dealing with new students, the lower part of the fee structure has what is called one-off items. The reason we call them one-off items is because you'll only pay for them once, either on joining the university, or in the case of graduation fee, you will pay for that at the end of your course. So since you are new students, the one-off items will be paid for this semester. So what are the examples of one-off items? And a good example is equipment fee. If you are in a technical course or a course that requires a lab like communication or computer science or nursing, if you are in those courses, the technical ones, there is a fee called equipment fee that you pay for once on joining SPU. Another one-off item is registration fee, development levy, student ID, the amount for commission for university education. All those amounts are supposed to be added to the 17,400 that you are meant to pay as a continuing student to make up your fees for this first semester. So be very keen on the fee structure. Do not just pay the upper part. The upper part is for continuing students. The lower part, one-off items, must be added to what is paid by the continuing students on your semester one. Again, these fees are only paid on semester one. So as a continuing student, your fees will revert back to what you are seeing at the topmost part of the fee structure. With that, allow me to give you the important information that I would like you not to forget. Number one, that the student number must appear on all your communication to the university. So what am I saying? You are writing to us an email. You must use your university email address, the email address that you are given by SPU, in order for us to identify you. You are at the bank, you have gone to bank, you must indicate your student number in order for you to be identified. Because as I said before, the student number is your unique identifier. Again, ensure that your student number is correct, because your student number could be different with another only by a digit. So if you go to the bank or you pay via M-Pesa and you indicate a wrong student number, whatever you pay will go to that particular student. Be very keen on the student number, especially when you are making your payments. Ensure that this might not apply this time because maybe we are virtual, but when we go back to the normal semesters, if you are not appearing on the class list, it means that you did not successfully register for that unit. So that is a good way to know that you did not register for a particular unit. If you have to write your name with a biro on the class list, if your name is not on the auto-generated class list, then there is a problem. So ensure you appear on all class lists. And then a repeated unit, if you are retaking a unit, it is just the same as you would do a fresh unit. So if your fees ordinarily is 85.13 per unit plus other charges, even the repeated unit, you'll just pay the same because you are going back to class, you will be taught again, you will do the exam again. So a repeated unit is registered afresh and full fees is paid for the same. And then if you are suspended, and we hope you will not, maybe like for exam cheating and things like that, you forfeit that semester, which means you also forfeit fees for that particular semester. If you want to defer a semester, you must communicate to your department and give a copy of your deferment email to finance and registry. Please don't book units and register them and then leave and come back after a semester and say, I registered, but I didn't study. I was only here for a week or two. If you want to defer the semester, and especially because immediately you register, you are invoiced, and so we will be waiting for you to pay the fee. So whatever amount you'll have paid will be spent on that semester. So you have to communicate if by any chance you book units, you register, and for one reason or the other, you want to leave that semester, you are not able to attend that semester. We'll be waiting for you to pay the fee. So whatever amount you'll have paid will be, I don't know what happened there, I'm sorry. So then again, fees refund, if you pay excess fees in any given semester, the refund can only be done at the end of your course. Whatever fees you pay in excess, you can use in the subsequent semesters. Don't ask for a refund at the middle of your course. And if you have excess fee at the end of your course, then the same can be refunded to you. But if you pay excess fees in any given, the refund can only be done at the end of your course. Then institutional funds. You remember I said that we accept checks like from CDF or the counties, but if you receive those funds from those institutions, the same cannot be refunded to you, or better, worse still, it cannot be transferred to another student. We have had students getting money from CDF, and then because they had cleared their fees for that semester, they want the amount transferred to another student. It is not acceptable for audit purposes. The money is supposed to be yours, and if you do not utilize it in full, it is supposed to go back to that CDF or that county to take care of another needy case. And if you are transitioning from one course to another, for example, you've been a diploma student in SPU, and now you are transitioning to degree, kindly ensure that in your fee payments, you use your new number. We have students who transition from diploma to degree and still pay fees in their diploma accounts. So it's difficult for them to register because in the degree account, they do not have any amount. So if you are transitioning from bachelor's to master's, stop using your previous number and kindly use the new number, especially to pay fees, because the amount will go to your previous account. Receipts will be ready immediately because our system auto receipts. So just in case you need that, you will let us know. But you don't have to get the physical receipt. As I have said, immediately you make your payment, you can be able to access your statement and see that the amount you have just paid is reflected on your fee statement. Graduation fees will be paid during the last semester. So I know the fee structures that were sent to you have the graduation amount, but there is an indication there that it is only paid once in final year. So don't raise arguments that you paid for graduation in your year one. So that is as far as finance department orientation is concerned. I'd like to thank my colleagues, Gilbert Koroge and Paris Njeri-Kiarie, who have been responding to some of those questions, and my other colleagues, I see they have been responding, and Karibuni Sana St. Paul's. We will be looking forward to hear from you and answer your queries, especially as far as finance issues are concerned. Write to us. We will answer your queries. Thank you so much. Back to you, Merab and Lydia. Asanteni sana.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anne, for that presentation from finance. I hope some of the questions the new students were having, some have been touched on, some have been answered, but again, we'll continue to respond to you students as we continue. Thank you, colleagues, for continuing to respond to those in the chat. And what is not clear, do not fear, it will get clearer as we continue. So thank you very much, Finance Department, for that presentation. So we will go back to registry. And Vincent Kubasu, I believe, is with us from registry to be able to continue the presentation. Vincent, are you there with us?
Yes, I am present. Thank you, Madam Merab.
Okay, thank you. Kevin from PR, are you in? Kevin from PR? Okay.
I'm in, Merab, just in case. This is Bahati. Thank you.
Okay. If you have the presentation from registry, you could help us with the presentation. Oh, thank you. I think Lydia is there. She's already setting it up. So awesome. I will invite Vincent to kindly do the presentation from registry. Welcome, Vincent.
Asante sana. Thank you, Madam Merab. To our fellow students and staff members, thank you so much for being present. Allow me to continue on behalf of our DBT registrar, Madam Mercy. We are not able to have her online here, So I will start us off with the registration, and registration involves both booking of units and paying of fees. Finance has been able to explain on 40%. So when you have booked units and you have paid the 40%, now you are able to access the following information. That is, your name will appear in the class list. You'll sit for cards and sit for the exams and receive your results online, and even your statement will be adjusted based on the units you have been able to book. Since this is your first semester, registry is doing the registration of units on your behalf, and charges will be done by finance. We'll be doing it to assist you to resume classes normally. And therefore, next semester, you can be able to book units. In this orientation, we'll be showing you how to be able to book units by yourself and to view the units booked and the fees charged in your portal when ICT will be doing presentation. Allow me to request you that units are booked at the beginning of the semester. When you book units is when you'll be able to and register is when you'll be able to access the V-learning or e-learning. You cannot be able to attend classes without booking the correct units, and you will not be able to sit for exams if you booked the wrong unit. So kindly, we'll be able to book for you the correct units for this semester. You'll be able to see them in your portal, and you'll be able to study via V-learning. So booking of units is done online in your student portal. Then payment is done in the bank. Finance has been able to explain that. In case you want to change units, kindly ensure that you liaise with us within the registration period. It is normally within the 2 weeks when we have opened. For you in particularly, we'll be able to do adjustment for you in the right way. So in case you have a wrong unit, we have been able to give various mails you can be able to communicate. I'll be giving you our email address below here for any information for clarifications. Registration also involves activation of your SPU email address. When you'll be making any communication to us, we will be able to allow you now to use your normal Gmail or Yahoo account. But once we have done registration and we have given you the password, please ensure you use your SPU email address for university official communication. Next, please. Our next item, please. Bahati.
Sorry, it's not me presenting. It is Lydia. Lydia.
Lydia.
Okay, Madam Lydia, please, next slide. Okay, Madam Lydia is not in. Can I be able to get assistance with this, please?
I'm working on it. It's
All
there
right.
now.
Good, thank you so much. So, to our dear students, for example, you are doing Bachelor Business Administration. Your student number will be BBAM. I'm using that for example. Then the campus, if you're studying in Nairobi, it shall be NRB. If you're doing distance learning, it shall be DIST. BBAM, DIST, then there is a number generated by the system. That number is 000, maybe 1, then 21. Because now our academic year is 2020-2021. So you'll get a number 21 at the end of it. That number is what you use to access your student portal because it indicates the program you are doing, the campus, the number generated by the system, and the year of entry. So it indicates the campus, the number, the program, the campus, and the number, and when you joined. The same number is used to create your email. What is added is at spu.ac.ke. your student number is added at spu.ac.ke so that you can be able to use it to access your email. ICT has been able to create a password. They'll be sharing with you about that. The same number, now the number itself, we have said 000121 is what is used by the library for you to access materials of studies. That is in case you want to do library inquiry or access e-resources system. So kindly master your student number. I cannot be able to see the presentation for all our benefits. Madam Lydia, the slides.
Madam Lydia is having a bit of a hitch with the connection, but she'll be with us.
Okay.
Shortly.
I don't know whether I will present without the slides. Are people okay without the slides?
We need the slides kindly.
Maybe you can
All
just
right.
continue a bit as I also try to assist.
Okay. Another information which is important when you are booking units by yourself, please will request that you use the unit codes, not the unit name for registration, so that it is okay. Another information that I want you also to get as we gather here is that we are having credit transfers. Credit transfers applies to students who have been able to do a degree course and they are joining us on a degree course as well, but they are specific unit courses which are quite similar. The head of department will be giving you address to that. When you have been able to get admission number and you've been registered, kindly, when the faculty will be giving information, the credit transfer will be sent to you in your portal. Fill it and then ensure you attach your KCSE credential plus the transcript for your diploma or undergraduate. There'll be elaborate information about that. In case there is a unit there which we have booked for you in student portal, we'll be doing adjustment for you for free. I request that once you've been given credit transfers and you have been able to receive a letter and the unit has been able to show in your transcript, the unit will be put in your transcript as credit transfer. The marks will be 0. So in case somebody want to refer to your marks, we'll be able to check on your previous transcript of diploma or undergraduate. So please don't expect marks to be there. And credit transfers are payable. So finance has been able to explain that, but I can be able to explain further that credit transfers are paid for. And the letter will show you the amount you're supposed to pay for specific credit transfer you've been awarded. Kindly do not book any unit which you've been given credit transfer, because we'll give priority of what you have booked and we'll be able to nullify the credit transfer. So the credit transfer are applied at the first year, first semester. Then it is fed into your system. It shows that you've already done that unit in a particular level and we have been able to equate it to our equivalent bachelor degree. So you don't need to repeat it because you passed it very well. So you'll have to continue with other units in your roadmap. Secondly, I need to explain on campus transfer. I need to explain on campus transfer for us to understand. In case you are studying in Limuru and you want to study with us in Nakuru, campus transfer form is available in your student portal. So you just download it in your requisition, you fill it, you submit it online. then we'll be able to approve it in the system with relevant department, and we'll change in your information to reflect Nakuru. In case you want to transfer to Machakos, also is possible. You just download the form, fill it, submit it, then we'll be able to retrieve the information and activate and send you feedback. Another information in it for campus transfer. Campus transfer is done at the beginning of the semester or at the end when you have finished exams. Reason being that when you transfer at the beginning of the semester, we begin with you in that campus very well. So your courses and your cut marks and assignments can be traced from there. When you want to sit for exams, we can be able to assist you at that present campus you have gone to at the beginning. Please do not transfer in the middle of the semester. Transfer at the end or at the beginning. So the campus transfer form will be filled as per the presentation you've seen there. Fill your details, submit. Head of departments and registry will be able to handle it on your behalf. Next presentation is evaluation of units. To our dear students, university is capable of providing professional studies for you. So we expect that the qualified lecturers we have will give you best knowledge you need. So you are paying for the service. Therefore, we request that at the end of the semester, you will be required to do evaluation of each and every unit you are studying, as well as various departments like ICT or library, for example. So kindly do not ignore this information, because we need this feedback to know that you are getting the benefit of the services we are offering. So for us to get quality services, we need your feedback. So ensure when at the end of the semester, there is a button for evaluation, click it, do your evaluation slowly, then you are able to give us feedback. This one is anonymous. So kindly we need this one to know that our values are very okay with you. Check our academic calendar in your student portal in the first phase of your, that is homepage or dashboard. There is important dates there. There is a dates for evaluation. Ensure you do evaluation for proper assistance. After evaluation, now you can download your exam card. The next presentation defer of studies. You may be able to defer of study at any particular semester as a student. And this one should be done within the first 2 weeks of the semester. Reason being, the first 2 weeks is when we are putting our house in order. Students are booking units, people are paying school fees, and classes are now starting to begin. So we are flexible to assist you. Kindly note, defer of semester means that you will not be present during the semester to study, either because you are busy somewhere, so you cannot access the classes very well. So what you do is write an email to either the head of department or the registry office, and then they'll be able to assist you with various approval and recommendation. You have 2 weeks to write that you are deferring studies. After that 2 weeks, finance will start to charge, because we make assumption that you are studying, so you will be charged for the session you have not been able to, that is, you have been able to attend if it's too late. Now, defer of studies, once you've been able to defer studies, note the following, that for people who are doing certificate, your course takes 2 semesters. So, and diploma students, it takes 3 semesters to 4 semesters, depending with the program and the unit requirement per program. So please note, the session you will be present to do your studies and to be absent should not exceed 3 years for diploma and undergraduate. For degree, your course can be able to take 2.5 years if you're doing trimester, but it can take 4 years if you're doing 2 semesters. So the period that you will be able to ensure you finish your studies either should not exceed 6 years. So kindly ensure that you take note of that. For masters, that is postgraduate, it depends on your program because of various requirements. So kindly abide in that. When you are intending to resume studies, the best procedure I recommend is that you can be able to write by replying to all in the previous mail you wrote when you are deferring and you got feedback. Then we'll be able to recommend that you start. Please be able to be checking your email when you defer studies. Mails are not closed. So we are able to post important dates for you to refer onto. Right? Early enough, get approval, start classes on time, pay your school fees. Now, if you defer studies, you can still pay your school fees. Because you're not in session, your money will be kept in account. When you are resuming studies, you just utilize what is there. Next slide. Thank you. In case you overstay after, that is, if you delay to finish the course, like I said, the following additional charges will be there. That is for 5,000 shillings per annum for each particular year, extra year that will be in session. So kindly ensure that these expenses do not get you there. In case this one you do not pay, you'll be deregistered automatically from the system. So kindly ensure that you finish within the preset period for your studies to be used and positive. Next slide. We have details in regard to unit load. Unit load is number of units a student can do in a given semester. That is what you are able to book, study very well, pay school fees, do the calc, and sit final. The maximum, the minimum is 3 units. A cost-effective number of units is 3. Then, like education and ICT, education arts, ECD, you will be required to do extra like 7 units as per the plans per semester. Now, for students who like BBAM and Bachelor BAC, Bachelor Arts Communication, the maximum units you can do per semester is 6. In case you want to do a 7th unit, then you must be able to indicate a good score of excellency of 70 marks and above to be allowed to do an extra 1 unit. Now, the 70% is the final cumulative performance that you'll be having in the last bit of your transcript. You are required to pass that unit, the 7th unit in that particular semester for you to be allowed to do another unit. The procedure is this. Write an email to head of department or dean, then they'll be able to verify this, then they'll be able to offer you the units. Kindly ensure you take note of that. Now, in case you fail a unit, please do not take it as a 6th or a 7th unit or an 8th unit because you want to finish. We will not allow, the policy does not allow that. In case you have failed a unit, you'll be required to repeat it, and that unit must be in total or in congruent with the units which you have. If you are doing 6 units per course, they are supposed to be 6, not exceeding. Next slide. our official mode of communication to you as to the plans of the university is that we have the following communication. That is, we send mail and we receive mails from the student. So we value official communication basically or best, that is as per the university mail. So kindly ensure you communicate through the mail. We'll be able to give you good feedbacks. Oftenly, sometimes we'll call you or send you SMS to give you updates like this one. You've been able to get a lot of updates through SMS. We are so flexible. But for issues of defer of studies, issue of defer of exams, issue of sitting for exams, issues of marks, please, I beg, especially that ensure you write an email for proper assistance and proper feedback. So ensure that you write our email. In case we will not be able to get it, please ask for the correct mail. We'll be able to assist in various departments that we have at place. Next slide. Now, this is a preview of your student portal. You can be able to see your picture will be placed there and your biodata information there. And you'll be having also important dates in the first homepage of your student portal. So it contains important dates, your financial details. There is a button there on top. You'll be shown where it is. You'll be able to access your timetable here. The roadmap for your program also will be here. Other information will include units booked and units registered. Results will be there. So results will be sent in your student portal. Even application for graduation, once you finish, you'll be doing application for graduation in your student portal. So please take note of this. This is your student portal. This is an example of it. Next slide. Here we have various emails for our students. I request that all of us who are here as students, please, you can be able to write this email. Any mail that you'll be able to write for or here to, will be able to get you assisted, and you can be able even to refer to the other departments where you need assistance. So ensure you do not isolate yourself from our various team players, as by how the DVCAA was able to explain that. Create a good rapport, professional relationship with the lecturers, and so we can be able to have a good fellowship with you as a student. Next slide, or we wait for the student to write. You can take a screenshot of this, but in our student portal, we have these mails there. I think we can go to the next slide. Next slide, please.
Vincent, I think
as we wait for next slide, I want to touch something on exams.
Vincent, I think
students who are booked the correct unit are the one who will be able to sit for, and they are able to pay for the unit, and they're able to sit for cuts, they're able to submit assignment in the right time to the lecturer, are the one who will be able to sit for exams. Now, it may come to a point where you are bereaved or you do not have school fees and you're not able to sit for your exams. The best procedures recommended is this. The student is supposed to write an email to the head of departments. The head of departments will be giving you their mails here. Write an email to the head of department. You copy registry and you copy accounts. That is for Limuru. For Machakos campus and Nakuru campus, you write an email to the coordinator, copy the Nakuru registry and accounts. For Nairobi campus, you can be able to copy the principal and even the head of department for proper assistance. The defer of exams takes the following procedures. You only defer exams when you have been able to do all the cuts and all assignments. What you're missing is to sit for main exams. Please note, You cannot defer main exams when you have not done a CAT. That is incomplete. It is the same as fail. So please ensure that when you're deferring exams, you have done all CATs and you have submitted them to the right lecturer. And what you're missing is to sit for the final exams because of the highlighted information. Compassionate leave, you are bereaved, you do not have money to clear your fees balance. Now, deferred exams, cut marks are reserved for you for 3 academic semester. That is 1 academic year. If you fail to sit for that exams, let's say for example in December, you have a window period of ensuring you sit for that exams before end of next year, December. So you are given 3 semesters ahead of you to ensure that you've done the exams. The maximum number of units you can do in a given exams depends on the course. The minimum is 3, but maximum we have said with various departments, it depends with the number of units which you shall be doing. This is it to students who have deferred exams. Ensure you've written an email, fill the coursework update form as per the explanation you'll be given by the registry office, submit in the right time so that you'll be included in the exams. It is also your responsibility to liaise with the head of department to ensure that the units you have missed exams, when they'll be on offer, you plan to sit for exams. After 3 semesters have ended or 1 academic year, you'll have to book the unit afresh, pay for it afresh, do the cuts, and sit for the final exams. Take note of that. Another information that I need us to add, I can't see the presentation. We are having issues that a student can be able to sit for exams and fail a unit. If you fail a unit as a student, let's say that, for example, you do exams in December and you fail a unit. Of first receipt. When you repeat a unit, it's called first receipt. You can be able to book the unit afresh. That is how the policy provide. Pay for the school fees, sit for cuts, sit for the final exams, and get your final marks. The university also give a provision for supplementary exams. Now, for supplementary exam for such unit, a unit which you failed, application, I can see the slide, but let me continue as we wait for them to prepare. Application for supplementary exams should be done within the 2 weeks when the results are out. Past 2 weeks is not acceptable as per the policy. So you pay 3,000 shillings for 1 unit which you failed. Then you are processed the unit. Then once you've been processed the unit, you'll be able to sit for the exams at the end of the semester. Remember that the units you have applied for supplementary, you do not get to class. The exams will be marked, and then the information, that is the marks you've been able to get, will be given equivalent to 40%. Or for masters is 50%. There is no cut marks. What you've done will be done overall, and then it will be equated. Whether you passed even 100, it will be reduced to 50% for postgraduate and 40% for certificate, diploma, and undergraduate. Supplementary also you can do twice. You can do first supplementary and the second. Remember that if you fail the second supplementary or the second receipt, you will be discontinued from the university and apply afresh as a student. And then we do orientation with you the way we have done. And any unit which you've scored C constant and above in your previous course is what will be given as a credit transfer in your, or the units will be upgraded in the new number which you have been able to receive. then you'll be able to finish the rest of the unit afresh. Another information that I need you also to take note of, I can't see the slide. The information in regard to transcript. Transcript, allow me to finish with this. Transcript is available online for students to view once you've done your exams. Once you have done exams, results will be posted in your student portal in your transcript. The information will be sent when results are out. Now, in case you want a result slip, thank you. There's information for missed exams. In case you want a transcript for results which you've been able to sit for exams, we have result slip. Result slip are given per semester. So in case you've done exams and results are out, result slip are given for free for each particular semester. In case you do not request in a given semester and time is already gone to another semester and results are out, you'll be required to pay for provisional transcript, which is 1,000 non-refundable fee. So kindly ensure that you request each particular for a hard copy of your results. Full transcript and certificate are given at the end of your studies and you've finished your program. After graduation, you are given free of charge. So ensure that you request each and every semester for your results. I think I'm okay and done. I'll request examination office to assist us in the next presentation.
Thank you very much, Vincent.
I was able to highlight
that
please,
presentation.
Slide, but it's okay.
Thank you. You've done a good job because
Just
we
to-
had hitches,
just to
but
finish-
you have managed.
For 2 minutes, Madam Merab.
Yes. Yes.
2 minutes just on cheating of examination. I think there'll be a presentation for that.
We are going to have a presentation from the examination.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that. I'm sure the students have gathered a lot. And once again, our dear students, all this information is in the student handbook, so you'll be able to refer to it. And then our offices are accessible through email, we've been told. So you can always ask your questions. We have different forums, again, where you can be able to ask your questions and you'll be responded to. So thank you very much, Vincent. We now move over to examination. I'm not sure who is there for that presentation, but we are ready to receive the presentation. Who do we have from registry, examination?
Hello, this is Joyce. I'll be presenting on the examination section.
Thank you and welcome, Joyce.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Joyce. I work in the examination office. The examination office in St. Paul's is under the registry. That's why you'll find our presentation is merged together with the registry. I welcome you to St. Paul's. You have made the right decision to be with us. So as we know, the culmination of any academic journey is usually with exams. So this is nothing new to us. We've done exams before until where we are right now. And then just to get to know how you're faring, and if you need to go to the next level, you need to be examined. And that's where we come in. So exams are not anything to be feared. So in St. Paul's, for you to be eligible for the exams, you need to have participated in your classwork, you know, do all the cuts, do all the projects, the group works that you're given. So that is what we call the coursework. Then the final exams are usually done at the end of the semester, usually in April, July, August, and October and November, around that time. So you'll be given the examination, the academic calendar So you'll get to know well in advance when the exams will be. So for you to be eligible for that exam, as I've said, do your coursework and then pay your fees within the deadline and book your units. So you need to book your units at the beginning of the semester, and that I'm sure Vincent has dealt with. Next slide, please. All right, exams in St. Paul's are compulsory. So you need to register for your units, do the coursework, and in the event that you're not able to sit for the exams, as Vincent has said, it would be just because of maybe bereavement or illness, but you need to give evidence about that. The exams, the missed exams will be taken when next time on offer. Some units are usually offered at the only maybe once in a year. So it is good that you get to sit for your exams. And we are praying that you do not get any of these things we are saying, either bereavement or an illness, so that you do your exam flawlessly. So the procedure of if you're not able to sit for exam is that you need to notify your HOD. You'll realize that there's a lot of things we are telling you who to contact, but I can tell you as a hint, your HOD is your go-to person number one. Make sure you know who your HOD is, know their offices, and know even their email addresses, because you'll be communicating with them a lot in terms of your in the whole of your academic journey. So get to know who your HOD is. Next slide. The requirements we are giving you here are for the sitting exams, but we also have this semester that we are beginning from now in September. At the end of it, you'll do online examinations. So for the sitting exams, the ones you go into an exam room and you write your exams on paper, of course, you'll need your writing pen, your student ID and examination card are a must when you're bringing into when you're doing the sitting exams. For the online examinations, the university has tried to help students in terms of getting bundles, but it is good even as a student in this journey that you facilitate yourself also with getting internet access like you have done now. Have a smartphone and get a laptop. A laptop would be helpful for you so that you're able to access material and even for the classes easily. So for the online exams, we'll give you the requirements as we go and the trainings will be done. So do not worry about that. Cheating, of course, either in the examination room or even online is a serious offense, and that can get you discontinued or even expelled from the university. To remind you about not cheating, we usually put exam rules on the doors of each room. The same rules are also read in the examination room. And for online exams, we have something called plagiarism. This is where you take somebody else's work and you purport it's yours and you pass it on as yours. So for that, we have the Turnitin that will catch you if you attempt to do that. But I know the group that we have here will not fall into that category, and we shall not have any problems with examination cheating, either when you come in to do your exams online, sitting or even online. Next slide, please. So the consequences of cheating are quite dire, because you can be suspended for a whole semester, and then cancellation of all the exams that you've taken that semester. So if you've taken your 4 units, you can calculate how much money you'll be losing for that semester. And then upon when you return, you shall register again. You shall pay for those units, and then you shall repeat the coursework again. So even if you don't care about the money, you can imagine about the time. So examination cheating, we are not going to belabor on that. We know what is right. Let's just keep doing what is right. Next slide, please. Meryl? Yeah. What constitutes cheating? Using your mobile phone, even if it is not on and you have it in the room, that will be constituted as cheating, even if the phone is off. So for those 2 hours that you are in the exam room sitting exams, make sure that your phone is away. It's good even if you leave it in your bags, keep it at the front as instructed by your invigilators, or even don't come with it in the room. Keep it away completely. Because if you put it in your pocket and maybe your alarm goes off, you face the consequences of cheating. Next slide. Yes, of course, writing on your body parts, on your shoes, on your clothes, on the desk, on the wall, that is also cheating. Next slide. Yeah, as I've told you also, on the online, you'll be caught cheating if you plagiarize the work. Yeah, once you do your exams successfully, time is given for us to mark and to ensure that your marks are processed. So you can access your exam results online on your portal. Once they're ratified by the Senate is the highest academic body in the institution that ratifies or approves your results and also approves you for graduation. So what they say usually in examination matters is final. Yeah, so you can, as Vincent said, you can get your results slip from the departments once they're signed by the deans. So in case you are not happy with your results, there's an appeal process. So here, if there are cuts, next slide. If there are cuts, you start first with your lecturer. So you meet, if they have your coursework, you need to appeal to your lecturer. If you're not satisfied, you go to your HOD, and your HOD can refer you to your dean. And what the dean says in terms of coursework will be final. The appeal against the final results is that you need to do this 2 weeks after the official release of exams, because anything after that shall not be considered. So you write officially to the Senate through the DVC academics. Then you pay for the appeal, and the decision by the Senate will be final. Next slide. So Vincent covered on the receipts, he covered on the supplementary, and even on the grade improvement. So for the grade, next slide, for the grade improvement is when maybe yes, you passed, but you're not very happy with your marks. So you want to maybe uplift your marks maybe from a C, maybe to an A, that you can do. Next slide, please. Yes. So here you need to, you register for the unit and you pay the full tuition fees, and you will attend the classes, and then you'll do the exams just as usual, so that you can upgrade your marks. For discontinuation, this is when you have failed continuously. So first you shall receive warning letters from the faculty, and if still you keep failing, you shall be discontinued from the university. And as Vincent explained before I came in, you need to apply afresh so that you can do the course again. And the policy on credit transfers will apply depending on the grades that you got. Merab, next. Next slide. Next slide, please. This has already been covered. Yes. All this information we are giving you will be is very helpful, and you'll get it in your student handbook on your portal. Please familiarize yourself with this because it also gives you the details on where to go depending on what you need to have. Always interact with registry so that you're able to be helped whenever you're in doubt. And at the end of it all, you shall graduate and you shall be happy that you have reached that point. I think that's it for examinations. Unless you have a question which can be put on the chat section, we shall answer as we go through, as we go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Joyce from examination section of the registry. I'm sure we've been able to follow. And like she has said, all the information we are giving to you today is within the student handbook. Therefore, we shall be able to take time to look at the handbook and take time to just familiarize with yourself with some of those areas we are touching on today. And in case you are stuck, all the offices are available to serve you. So thank you, Madam Joyce and Vincent, who have already finished their presentations. Just to let you know that we are trying to respond to your queries through the chat, but in case yours has not been responded to, you asked something, it was not responded to, it's okay, don't worry, we shall continue to respond, and some of the areas will get clearer when we get to meet our HODs and have other presentations in the remaining time we have. So thank you for your patience, and thank you for paying attention to the presenters. So we are still going on with orientation. Like we told you in the morning, it is 3 days. We are already at the end of day 1. So we still have day 2 and day 3. And all the areas we are covering are important. So kindly make a point of participating. So tomorrow we are going to still have a presentation from the Dean of Student Office, library, and all these areas are important. ICT, we need to understand how we are going to operate as students of St. Paul's University, especially during this time of online learning. So kindly come in because we are going to start at exactly 9 in the morning. So log in and be there ready to start at 9. Otherwise, thank you very much for the day. As we come to our close, I don't know whether my colleague, anybody with anything to say as we close? Lydia, do you have anything you'd like to tell the students?
Thank you, Merab. Thank you, Merab, and my colleagues for being present, those who have been able to present and also respond to questions on the chat. Sorry about the network hitches, but as we have repeatedly said, this information is available in your portals. So thank you, Merab, for that. Maybe as we wind up, you could request someone to pray for us. Otherwise, for me, that's it. Let's meet tomorrow.
Thank you, Lydia. Any volunteer to pray for us to close the day?
You can pray. Let us pray.
Thank you, Brian. Yes, Karibu.
Thank you, Lord,
Goodbye.
for this wonderful gift made us through. Thank you for the guidance and counseling. Thank you for everything that you have shown. Thank you for the presenters. Thank you for everybody who have been listening. Thank you for our parents for supporting us being in this meeting. Believing in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Thank you. Let us meet tomorrow. We start at exactly 9, so you log in earlier. The links will be sent to you once again. Asanteni, God bless you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.